and anything you see is subject to significant changes and may not even appear in the final version of the game. And while I will be discussing potencies, I do not want that to be a focus at all. Anything that you learn from this video is going to assist you with rotation, and barring a few niche situations, potency changes in the final version of the game should not change how we think about approaching Gunbreaker as we head into the Endwalker expansion and double down on our favorite job.
That's actually a very important point, because like I said earlier, Reddit, Twitter is going to go batshit crazy because of potency, but potency doesn't matter. Right, so that part that he elaborate, I thought was pretty good, very important. Oh shit!
The very first thing we're going to take a look at is our combo. If you pay attention closely here, you're going to notice that we do not drop our combo for 30 seconds. Whether this was an intended decision
Holy
or not.
Fuck! 30 seconds! Wait, so we will never wait. Nobody talk about this. 30 seconds. So technically speaking, for Ninja, I can just use right-on combo without worrying about my Aeolian Armor Crush combo to ever drop. That's awesome!
Is yet to be determined, but if this is the case, then whoo, does this change the way we're going to think about this?
There you go, let it out! Right? All those starting formalities, just leave it at the door. We get it, we know that, right? Woo! Let's go, there we go!
Things. Suddenly, certain rotations that we didn't think were possible become reality. And how cool is that? This is particularly useful for Gunbreaker when we have our blood.
For every single job? Oh man, this is so good. 30 seconds. Dumbass player like me that sometimes drop combo as a Gunbreaker and Ninja. Yes.
There's
good.
no mercy window with our new
seconds.
rotations. While it does make me wonder what kind of disengagement mechanics we're going to see in the future, it does give me a sense of ease. I believe we're going to see far fewer players dropping a combo now, and while they may be clipping and not pressing things when they're readily available, we're going to see less punishment as players are learning, and I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, 30 seconds not dropping combo.
Let's talk about the new stuff. First up, we have Double Down, our new 2 ammo cartridge spender. This is a massive AoE on a 1-minute cooldown that hits for 1200 potency to the first enemy
potency doesn't
and
matter.
80% for all remaining enemies. Keep in mind that these potencies are subject to significant change. However, this should not change how we use it in our rotation. Next up is our newest continuation OGCD, Hyper Velocity. Continuation is an OGCD button after a certain GCD. In this case, Hyper Velocity is comboed off of Burst Strike.
Okay.
Now remember, if you don't
yo, now it doesn't break combo as well, right? I mean, not say break combo. Now you won't drop combo, right? Oh my god, this is so good.
Continuation before your next GCD, you actually lose the proc.
Huh? Oh no. Okay, so you can't Burst Strike between. Okay. So it breaks combo. Fuck. Okay.
So you'll always be using this after you proc it, which means you may have to plan ahead, as you'll have one less OGCD slot at this time. Speaking of OGCDs, let's talk about Heart of Corundum. This thing is a full course meal of mitigation. It does everything you want and more. Okay, well, not everything. Let's break it down. HOC is your upgraded Heart of Stone that you acquire at level 82. This provides 15% mitigation for 8 seconds, as it always has, while also granting the Brutal Shell buff if you use it on a party member while you have the buff up. In addition to that, we got a few other goodies, like Clarity of Corundum. Clarity of Corundum adds an additional 15% mitigation for the first 4 seconds of the buff being up, which is huge by the way. But we're not done yet. That's right, we also get Catharsis of Corundum. This works like a scholar's...
Wait, so this is only for others? Do you only gain this for others where you target member? Wait, does it include myself? Does this include myself? It's only for target?
We got a few other goodies, like Clarity of Corundum. Clarity of Corundum adds an additional...
You see, this is the thing that... I mean, it's cool, right? You think about it, it's fucking awesome, right? But this is the type of thing... Okay. This is the type of thing I feel tanks need. But this is the... It is for you or target. Wait, does it apply to myself? Yeah, I know we can target myself. What I'm trying to say is, does it include myself? Okay, if then yes, then okay, end of conversation. I wanted to say if this is only for others and not self, then there's a problem. Because if it only applies to other and not self, then people will just start using Gunbreaker as an off tank. Try hards or generally people start, which I don't want, right? Which I don't want, but you know, it's like good, you know, if, but the end of conversation. Nah, we don't have to talk about it anymore. If it includes ourselves, no need to talk about it anymore, okay?
15% mitigation for the first 4 seconds of the buff being up, which is huge, by the way. But we're not done yet. That's right, we also get Catharsis of Corundum. This works like a Scholar's Excog, where it heals you if you fall below 50%
How much does it heal?
of your HP, or when the buff falls off.
Wait, how much? What potency? Shit.
Now, the tooltip states that it lasts
Okay,
for 10
okay.
seconds, but while I used it in the media tour, it lasted for 30 seconds on my buff bar. This leads me to believe that it could be either of those options, and it's possible that the duration is something else entirely upon official release. We'll just have to wait and see. Next, let's go over what's gone up.
No, the heal, I just wonder how much heal, like are we talking about heal that can change something? Or are we talking about heal like current summoner, life of everlasting? You know what I mean? Like,
What's gone down, and what's
are we talking about a heal or a heal for the sake of healing that doesn't change anything? You know what I
stayed
mean?
the same. Keen Edge
11k?
is the first part of our filler combo, and
You see, this is why I need you guys, man. I'm blind. I can't see things like that. I never understood how when you guys watch our streamer gameplay, how the fuck can you guys watch how we play and how the others play? Because when I play this fucking game, I only care about myself and trick attack. That's it. Everything else people do, I don't know. Whatever people use, I don't know. Whatever somebody else casts, I don't know. You know?
while most attacks
But you guys seems to be able to see everything.
have gone down in potency in line with melee changes, Keen Edge is the only one to have gone up. Brutal Shell received a 10% decrease in damage, while the heal and shield remained the same. The finisher for our filler combo, Solid Barrel, received an 18% decrease in damage, and still generates a cartridge. Once again, keep in mind that all of these potencies are subject to change. Our ammo spender, Burst Strike, received a 20% decrease in damage, but now grants Ready to Blast.
You know, this is the part that... Okay, this is the part that Rin did a very good job explaining and put it out everything transparent. But at the same time, this is the part, it shows you how fucking stupid people will become. Even though Rin says it, everything is said it, live letter said it, melee, numbers is going through reformula because of trying to align with the formula of casters, therefore the potency decrease, therefore it doesn't matter. Yeah, you put it out and then you explain. Twitter and Reddit is so dumb, they're gonna look at this like, oh my god, we got enough! It doesn't even matter what Rin say at the point, because they see this, they will just go batshit crazy, you know?
Ready to Blast allows you to use Hyper Velocity, which is your 200 potency continuation that we talked about earlier. So while Burst Strike received a 20% decrease in damage, if you add Hyper Velocity to it, it actually received a 20% buff. We'll discuss my thoughts on Burst Strike and the addition of continuation a little bit later. Gnashing Fang and its continuation combo Jugular Rip have been reduced by 20% and 31% respectively, for a total of 540 potency. Since Burst Strike and Hyper Velocity are a total of 600 potency, while you still prioritize...
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Rin keeps saying potency don't matter, but he keep bringing up potency. All he had to do, right, is just talk about how this addition could change how we do continuation burst window. But now he's already caught me. He already confuses me already. And Twitter Reddit is gonna get fucking confused.
Gnashing Fang
'Cause they're
over
dumb.
Burst Strike if you only have one cartridge. If you have to prioritize one in raid buffs, you would choose Burst Strike with Hyper Velocity, although ideally you get everything in buffs. Savage Claw and Abdomen Tear have received a 20% and 21% damage reduction respectively. But you know what? The biggest change to Savage Claw is that it now shares a keybind with Gnashing Fang, reducing hotbar bloat and operating much like PvP combos function. Just like Savage Claw, Wicked Talon is also on the Gnashing Fang keybind. Wicked Talon and Eye Gouge have received a 20% and 13% damage reduction, meaning the start of our Gnashing combo has received a larger reduction in potency, while the end of our combo has received a less staggering reduction. And that wraps up all of our weapon skills that are tied to continuation. Sonic Break had its potency reduced by 25%.
Oh, this shit is still here.
Its initial damage is
Okay, I mean, it was there in the trailer, right? Okay, let's hope Bullshock is gone.
still 300 potency, while its damage over time has been reduced from 90 potency to 60 potency per tick for 30 seconds. This makes Sonic Break the second best GCD that you can use, leaving Double Down as your strongest. You know what? Lightning Shot stayed the same, except of course for the fact that it no longer breaks combo, which is pretty sweet. And since in the Mediator build it did look like our combo doesn't break for 30 seconds, it makes you wonder if we're going to get a lot of mechanics in Endwalker through the various encounters that cause us to have to disengage frequently, or for extended periods of time. Wouldn't that be something? Potency, 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 potency. And while I will be discussing potencies, I do not want that to be a focus at all. The damage of Rough Divide was reduced by 25%, but the range was increased to 20 yalms,
You see, these are the important things, right? These are the changes that you just want to see to the changes of gameplay. The potency doesn't matter, which he's talked about it, but I don't know why he keep talking about it. Trust me, if you are not already confused and you are not already sold to the point that potency doesn't matter, now you start thinking about it already. I'm starting to think about it already. Now in my brain, right, I start to wonder already, holy shit. I mean, wait, are we really getting nerfed? But wait, no, we didn't. Because there is going to be formula changes. But wait, are we getting nerfed? But no, we are not. Because that's going to change. Because this is still Mediator build. Because they're going to change the formula just like magic. Therefore, potency goes up. Wait, but are we getting nerfed? I'm starting to doubt already.
Bloodfest got a third charge. Now we can hold even more ammos to rip and tear. You'll still be using Bloodfest on cooldown, which means that every other use will be inside of No Mercy, though it may take a little while to get used to having 3 cartridges. I know I fumbled a little bit, thinking, oh no, I'm going to overcap when I was sitting at 2 at the Mediator build, but we'll get used to it. No Mercy has been unaffected. It is still a 1-minute steroid that increases your damage by 20% for 20 seconds. After we conclude going over the skills, you'll get to see the rotation in action, and you'll get to see how cool the 3-minute Bloodfest No Mercy window is. Royal Guard is our tank stance. Turn it on when you want to tank, and turn it off when you don't. Camouflage is also unaffected. It's still a 10% reduction for 20 seconds, while increasing your parry rate by 50% through the duration on a 1.5-minute cooldown. Nebula is our big damage reduction, 15 seconds of 30% mitigation on a 2-minute recast. Although, the new Heart of Corundum, which
Camouflage sucks. I mean, Camouflage is still better than Dark Mind. Oh man, I'm so curious about Dark Knight.
offers about 28% mitigation,
Oh boy,
plus
I'm
a
so
shield
curious
if you
about
have
Dark
Brutal
Knight.
Shell, is a big contender. And when you use them together, Heart of Light has been completely unaffected, and still grants 10% magic mitigation to the party for 15 seconds on a 1.5-minute cooldown. Aurora still grants a regen to the target of your choosing, and it heals for the same amount that it healed for in Shadowbringers. However, now you have 2 charges. This is
Okay. It's so perfect that I stopped there. It's so perfect that I stopped there. You want to know how I feel about Aurora? You want to know how I feel about this ability? This ability doesn't need to be there. This ability is not gonna make healer think that holy shit, this makes my life so much better. This saves our fucking life. This ability is there so that when I press it, it seems like I'm doing something. Now having 2 charges means double me not actually really matter, but I do matter 2 times. Okay, it's useful. I'm not saying it's bad. I just think, okay. This doesn't need to be a button by itself. Okay? This doesn't need to be a button by itself. This can be integrated into something else. Okay? This doesn't need to be one but okay, come on. It's like Clemency. You motherfuckers would sit down and tell me Clemency is useful. It is useful, but you don't use it the way it should be intended to be. You don't want to know what's a good heal? Equilibrium is a good heal. All heals should be like Equilibrium. You want to know what shit? What the fuck is that skill called? I'm not sure and I hope it's not there. What the fuck is that thing called? Abyssal Drain. These are abilities that you don't think needs to be there. It could be integrated into something else. The fact that it's been there and then you must use it obviously, or you should use it obviously, makes you feel like I'm doing something, but the outcome doesn't really change much. Aurora is one of them. Okay? Aurora is one of them. Alright? Why can't all the jobs just work like? Why can't this just give a heal? Now, I don't expect it to have 2 charges and heal as much as, say, Equilibrium to target as well. Because Equilibrium can only use it on yourself, right? So this one, you can use it on others. Therefore, it shouldn't be that powerful. I get it! But the regen? It's niche. Okay? It's niche. Okay? It heals the same. Let me tell you, by the time you think 1 or 2 times, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Most of the time, people either over fucking heal it, or your healers wouldn't be like, oh, I don't have to heal now. You know what? I don't have to use my ED now. I don't have to use my off GCD now because I saw that Aurora, that should tick up to a certain amount and I don't have to save a heal. No healers think like that. You know what I'm trying to say? No healers think like that. No one use Aurora thinking that it's gonna change something for your healers, and the healers don't look at this Aurora and it's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. I'm not saying that it's useless. I think it's... Okay, this is like life search. This is like life search. This could be used, this could be combined into something, I don't know what. And this certainly doesn't need 2 charges. It's like life search. Okay? It could be something that doesn't need to be there, but its effect could be in somewhere else. Okay?
Super cool. You can give yourself a regen and your co-tank if you have to share tank busters, or simply give it to 2 targets. Maybe somebody's out of range. Maybe 2 people are out of range. Maybe your healers are recovering and you're trying.
I like how he brought up that point. I like how he brought up that point. You know why? Even if a black mage is out of range and didn't get a heal, and then the Aurora is not going to save him. Okay? The Aurora is not going to save him. Now, if there's no AoE coming in the next 18 seconds, that Aurora potency maybe would make somebody not already been casting AoE of GCD heal and healing over time that will otherwise still top him off anyway. You know what I mean? This is what I mean. Okay? Now, I'm not trying to say this because it is in this media tour. When Gunbreaker was introduced, this Aurora has already been deemed as something that's just cool, that's just niche. It's not something that, fuck, wow, we get 1 more charge. No. You know what I mean?
To get people healthy for an incoming raid wide. Well, now you have more options. And I think that's super cool, to give tanks an additional way to recover a pull. So this is something cool. All of the tank invulns now last for 10 seconds, while their recast timers stayed the same. Now I am curious, since all of the tank invulns will be 10 seconds, it kind of makes you wonder what we could expect going into the next raid tier. Will we see multi-hit tank busters that are forced to use the full duration? If you remember in Eden's Gate, Warrior was the only tank that could not mitigate through all of Titan's tank busters at first, and they actually buffed the duration on home gang. But now, since everything is going to be 10 seconds, it kind of makes you wonder. And with that,
you know why it makes me wonder? It makes me wonder that people give too much credit to Square Enix. Now, I hate to be the guy that always poop in your sock. Let me tell you why it's extended to 10 seconds, so people don't fuck up more than they should. So people don't need to try so hard to perfectly use it. Now you can use it 1 GCD in advance. 2 more seconds, you get to use 1 GCD in advance. That's it. That's basically the story. I wouldn't really go that far to think that, wow, maybe we get 4 hit tank buster. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, if they give you 4 hit tank buster, that means that they force you to use the inbound. That's actually bad. You know why it's bad? Not everybody plays with the focus that, okay, let's inbound everything perfectly. JP can't even fucking use inbound. JP don't even map out their inbound properly. Okay? I mean, you guys don't play in JP. You guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And that is why I say very early, that's why JP loves Living Dead. That's why JP thinks Living Dead is the best CD. Because JP actually think Living Dead is actually the longest inbound ever. That's why they think. That's why JP loves Living Dead. This one right here basically makes you feel now that your inbound lasts longer, but not necessarily because boss mechanics is going to be harder. Not necessarily because we're going to have another hit of tank buster. We're going to have a tank buster that lasts 10 seconds. Because you know why? I don't think Square Enix and I don't think Yoshi P wants you to mask you. That's the common theme about Yoshi P in his design philosophy. He never wants something that must be used in somewhere. Example, your 60 and 120 seconds. Still, Mr. Happy literally interviewed him. You know, we don't want you to use we want to make you feel compelled that you have to burst everything in 60 seconds. We want to give you an additional charge so that you can use it somewhere else, so that outside of your burst, it wouldn't get boring. And then you know, maybe you press something. No. We will press it. We will press it in the burst window. Okay, we'll press it in the burst window. Don't tell us what to do. But I mean, I'm glad that you thought of the casuals, because that's what it is. You know what I mean?